All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Brenda Miller, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Jersey, and we are here tonight with our paper pumpkin kit from the month of December. And this one is called Notes from the Heart, and we're going to make one of each project, and we're going to have a little fun and then see some alternative projects at the end. So let's hop on over to my desktop and see what's going on there. Okay. So I went ahead and I opened my box, so hopefully you've done that, and I took out my instructions so that I can make our sample. Note too that I'm working on my glass mat, so I do have a new setup for those of you who may not have seen it already, and so we're trying to get used to it. I see that I have a little bit of glare. I'm going to have to work on that, but for right now, I think we're going to be okay. We've got lots of good light. So these are our instructions, so I'll just put that to the side. This one came with, I love, love, love this stamp set. I swear every month the stamp sets are getting better and better. This one, it's just so great to keep on your desk, and you know, other than the holidays, it really hits anything you're going to need. Lots of love, best of luck. This happy birthday is just so pretty, the thank you, everything. So just a note, we can use this for just about anything. So I think this is going to be a staple on my desk for whenever I'm making cards. So very exciting. So that's the first thing. And then we're going to open up our packaging. Oh, you also get a Blackberry Bliss spot. Of course, I'm going to use my big pad because I give these away for my little spots because I already have them. But anyway, this is actually considered a neutral. This used to be a rich regal color, and now it is a neutral. And it really is, like when you go to stamp with it, sometimes it really does look black, but it also really goes nicely with so many different colors that it really is neutral. So I don't know, I've come to accept that fact. Okay, so we have some tear and tape. We've got that, and we all know I hoard that. We've got another roll from a different kit that I have. And then in this little packet, we have these little gems. And these gems are reminiscent of some that we had previously. These are actually way nicer than the ones that we had. I think they were meant to look like these, but at least the ones I received never looked as glittery as these. But anyway, so it's nice to have those. And we've got our little dimensional. Of course, I have another sheet that's already open. Now this, I love, there are a couple of things I really love about this kit. And the first is these envelopes. So these envelopes are just Mossy Meadow, and they are all the way through. So that is a nice touch, and they're all the same color. But you'll see in a minute a special feature with these. So let's just put those to the side right now. But we're going to make 3 different cards. So the next set of items are the card bases, and all of the card bases are the same. They are a regular size card, so roughly 8.5. Let's take a look. Roughly 8.5 by 5.5, but it's die cut with the scallops on all edges. And of course, we don't have a die that does that. So this is a special treat to have card bases already cut. So go ahead and take out 3 of those and set up your pile for your cards. All right. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Look at this. Because my camera's a little bit higher, we can actually see. So that's exciting. Kinds of excitement. Next up, we have a bunch of labels. And this is very convenient. We're going to take out 1 of each size and style. The oval, which also has, I love that it has the gold rim, which is nice. This goes with card number 1. The circle goes to card number 2. And then the rectangle goes to card number 3. So you don't even have to bother with the second sheet, but you see that you have some extras. This is always nice. All right. So you've got 3 labels and 3 card bases. And the next sheet that you have are the die cuts. And this is very convenient. You need one sheet of die cuts. You can save the rest for later. And we're just going to punch them out. Now, when you punch them out, the fern leaf, I don't know why I'm starting over on this side, but the fern leaf, that is in its entirety, and that goes with card number 2. And then this pretty flower, I don't know what kind of flower it is. If anybody knows, feel free to chime in. This pretty flower, just note that there are some pieces on the inside that you want to go ahead and punch out. All right, so this one has 3 little pieces. And once that's done being punched, that is card, I believe, number 1. Yes, card number 1. And then the final one that has the little blackberries in it, it's so pretty, and the little pink flowers. This one has just one little piece on the inside that you want to punch out. Right here. One little piece. Now, if you left it in, no big deal. But that is how we have it. So next comes that feature that I was talking about with the envelopes. You've got a few sheets of these scalloped cut. The edges are scalloped, and they're stickers. And the idea is that you can put the stickers on the cards on the envelope front, and that's where you can write your address. So I think that is a wonderful little extra. And we have 3 sheets of those. So we're not going to use them right now, so go ahead and put them aside with your envelopes. I wanted to make sure we pointed that out because that is awesome. And it just makes, when people get it in the mail, it looks even fancier, right? And then the last item in the packet are the vellum laser cuts. So you just need 1 sheet of those, and they are actually all the same. So each card gets 1. So you're just going to carefully punch those out. Now, we don't currently have a plain vellum that we offer. I'm hoping that's going to come back sometime soon. We do have a bunch of printed vellums, which are nice, but it's just really nice to have a plain vellum. So, and of course, the fact that these are already die cut for us, yay, makes it so easy. So easy. They are delicate, so just be careful as you're pulling them out. Let's see, and gently pull it apart. And each one gets 1. So those are all the pieces. So you can see that this is going to be pretty quick and easy. All right. So let's go ahead. And what I did this time is I did all my stamping at once. That is how they do it on the video. And sometimes I do it this way, and sometimes I don't. This time I did. So I thought, let's go ahead and try it. Now you can put whichever sentiment on that you want. For the first card, they used Happy Birthday, and I'm going to go ahead and use Happy Birthday for that as well. And that's going to be the card that has the big pink flower. So you can decide. You can make them all Happy Birthday, I think. Well, I don't think a Happy Birthday fits on the circle, but the first one and the last one certainly. Well, maybe not. I should really look at that. So I'm going to stamp my Happy Birthday. Try to get it straight. Not on my block straight. And then I know I'm going to be going a little bit faster than you because I've got mine already mounted because I've already done this today. So I'm going to use just a note on the circle, but also the get well soon would fit nicely on there, on the circle. So if that works for you, you could do that. And then finally, in their sample, they used congrats. Actually, in one of the samples they used congrats, but I'm going to use thank you on that last rectangle because I need a lot of thank you cards right now. So far behind on my thank you card. Get there. And there we go. So go ahead and get those done. And then when you have all 3 finished, let me know. Just give me a thumbs up for those of you who are doing this live. Take your time. So I really love this kit. And the one thing that I found, and as we go through, there's a lot of white. And you'll see on the alternative projects, almost everybody put a different background on, and it really made them pop. But these are nice and plain and simple note cards and very good to have. But just, just know that there are other ways, plenty of other ways to use these. You may find that you want to do so. And when you're talking about different backgrounds, I'm going to just put, since everybody's still working, I'm going to put a little plug in for my paper share. We have until Sunday to sign up if anybody's interested. It's $38 plus shipping if necessary, but you get one sheet of all the new Designer Series paper that is in the new mini catalog, which launches on Tuesday the 7th, as well as one sheet of each of the celebration papers. This little one is one of the celebration papers. I do have them all here, but just showing them slowly. And then lastly, there are also 2 new online exclusive Designer Series papers that are launching as well, and you're going to get a sheet of each of those. So it comes out to 122 sheets, plus 2 of the packages have specialty die cuts that are punched out, kind of like the way that our die cuts are for these cards. And they are absolutely adorable, and you're going to get half a sheet of those, which comes out to a lot of little die cuts. So it's really a great value, especially if, you like to have a variety of paper. So that if you're interested in that, just need to let me know by Sunday, so I can get my order ready and all my paper shares.
You have me down for that, correct?
I do. Thank you. Everybody good? Or do we need a little more time? Thumbs up? Okay. Beth, you need a few more minutes? Oh, 1 more minute. Okay, good. Some means good to go, and 1 means depends which finger you put out. And that's how I know. All right, she's ready. Excellent. Okay, so let's go to card number 1, which is the happy birthday. And wait till you see how fast and easy this is. First thing you want to do is fold the card, and you're going to want to use, this is nice, thick cardstock. I think it's even maybe a little bit thicker than our usual. I could be wrong, but it feels like it might be. And you're just going to use your scoring bone, which I have it. It's right here somewhere. I'm all cleaned up, and I still can't find it. All right, here we go. Score it nicely. Okay, and then we're going to take the 2 dies, and what they did for this is very interesting, and they did the same thing on all the cards. You're going to take the vellum, and you can kind of tell which is the right side just by the way that it's cut. You can't really tell just by looking at the vellum itself, but you can kind of see which is what they would consider the front and the back. But what we're going to do is we're going to just hold it behind and see where to put it. Now I put the stem right in between the 2 stems of the vellum. And then you're going to flip it over. And what they did, I thought, was very interesting, clever, and made things very easy. They took the Terran tape, and they just used it as you might use Scotch tape. And they taped it down. So I just tore off a piece of the Terran tape, and then they just laid it over the vellum and the die cut. And they did use 2 pieces on each. We're going to use 2 pieces like this. And by doing so, it's holding everything together, okay? And you just need those 2. You see how I did that? So there's 1 strip going this way and 1 strip going this way. And again, I eyeballed it just by placing the vellum behind where the stem of the flower was between the 2 stems. That's how I copied theirs. That's how I got it to be just like they did it. So once you've got that, you can peel off the backing. Now I always like to use my take your pick tool to do that, because I can never get the edge otherwise. You'll peel off the backing, and then this is going to go straight onto the card. And you'll see what I mean by there is a lot of white going on this, because it really, the vellum doesn't stand out as much as you might think that, you might want it to. I personally would like to see the vellum, but it does give that very elegant look by just having the white on the white. So I just put it right in the middle of the card. It's as easy as that. So I thought that was, clever new way to do it. I wouldn't have thought of using tear and tape in that way, personally. So once you've got that down, just give me a thumbs up just so that I know that you're ready. 1, 2, good. All right. Wait another second. Right, great. So now we're going to use the happy birthday, and we're going to use dimensionals on the back. They suggest 3. You know me. I use the edges. I'm just going to use scraps I've got over here from a sheet that I've almost gone. You can see I use it till the very, very end. And you'll peel that off, and the place that they put it was across the bottom of the stem, like so. So super quick and easy. Get that on there, and then the last thing to do is to put on our beautiful gems. Here, drop. One thing about the tear and tape, it's a roll, so sometimes it rolls away. You drop it on the floor. Okay. So you'll take your gems, and, with my methodology, they've kind of adopted it. 1 large, 2 small on each. And I'm just going to put them where they have them. I'm going to put, let's see. I'm going to put one over here. And then one, that's a large one. And then I'm putting a smaller one just above it, kind of like on an angle. And I do have it on the vellum on this particular one. You can choose to put it on the vellum or not. Very hard to see, very hard. And then the third one to complete the little triangle, visual triangle, is over here on the other side of the word. So super easy, right? And we're going to do exactly the same thing for the other 2 cards. So very pretty, but you can see how, I don't know, I'm a little more traditional. I need a little bit more color. I need it to stand out a little bit more. But this is going to make a great set of cards to give as a gift. If you wanted to, you could tie them up with a little ribbon, and it's a beautiful set. All right, so when you're all done, just give me a thumbs up and we'll move on to the second one. All right, great. So number 2, we're going to fold our card, same thing that we just did. Give a nice crease. Then we're going to take the fern, and we are going to put the vellum on the back, and I'm just going to get my sample out right here. And for this one, the way that they did it, and I'll do it the same way, is they put it on an angle. And for this one, they had the 2 stems to the right of the stem of the fern. Okay? Well, they also tipped it back a little. So you can always adjust this too when you go to put it on the card. But again, we're going to turn it over. And then we're going to use our tear and tape and tear off 2 pieces, one going kind of vertically and one kind of going horizontally. And it is not going to go anywhere off your card. That's the one thing about tear and tape. It is super strong. And it holds together really well. So I've got one vertically, one horizontally. Put my glasses on and kind of be careful if they overlap because then you can't peel the tape off. So I'm going to end up with two verticals or semi-vertical. You can see where I have it here. Doesn't really matter. And this, where it went off the edge, that's fine. I'm going to just peel that back after I take off the backing. Pull off the backing. And then fold back that piece that's hanging over. Does anybody watch The Diplomat? Yeah,
Yes.
the latest season. I literally just finished it before this call. I watched the final episode. I'm so glad. Last time they ended, I really love the husband. I love him. So last time you didn't know if he was alive or not, right?
Oh, that's right.
Season, right? And when they ended it this time, equally dramatic, but at least it wasn't him. All right, so now that you've got that, you can put that right really in the center of the card. Right where you want. So it's nice to have, to get this effect, the way that this looks kind of lifelike, it's hard to do with stamps and coloring and all that. So it's nice to have it already pre-printed. And then for the just a note, we're going to just pop that on with some dimensionals. And you can, of course, put it anywhere you want, but they put it on the left side. I'm going to use two dimensional. I hope I didn't ruin the Diplomat for anybody. I didn't say what happened, but anyway. And then I just popped it on right here. And then we just need our gems. So again, I mean, I'm telling you, this is even faster than the last time. You can really whip these out. And they're beautiful. This one uses the triangle, kind of going backwards, in my opinion. Still looks good. I put one large one. Oops, I put two large ones by accident. I really wanted a small one here. I'm going to just pull that off with my take your pick tool. And put a small one instead and save this big one for another one. That I get for not paying attention, not watching what I'm doing. There we go. And so that's how it looks. And of course, you could put your gems anywhere. And I do like the way that these glitter. And like I said, we did have them in the catalog at one time. And when I ordered them, they did not look like this. So like they fixed whatever that was. And that's it for that card. So when you finish that, just give me a thumbs up so I know. And we'll move on to the last one. I think the last one is the prettiest. I like flowers. I'm more about flowers than just greenery, personally. So, good, Sheila? Yep. Oh, yeah, good. All righty. Last one. Fold the card in half. Same thing we've been doing. Give it a nice crease so it stays that way. I'm going to take our die cut. And for this one, let me just grab my sample. I found this helpful. This one, again, they put the stem of the leaves and flowers in between the two stems of the vellum. Okay, so I've got it that way. And then just fiddle it around so that you want to make sure you can see some of them. And this is one, you can see that I've got it, I realize it's upside down because I'm not seeing enough vellum. So now I can, when I flip over the vellum, now I can see it much better. So I turn that over and then I'm going to get out my tear and tape and use that again. I just love tear tape, but I do tend to hoard it because really a little bit does go a long way. I personally feel like this is overkill, but for this particular, the way that they're doing it, it does make sense. So that way you're catching it in a number of different places as well as the die cut. And then I'm going to peel off the backing. And we'll do the same over here. And this too will go more or less in the center of the card. That definitely is not going anywhere. Pretty. Then we're going to take your thank you or your congrats, whichever you decided to use. We're going to use our dimensional. 2. And they placed it on the lower left side. I love the way that looks. And again, we're going to put on our gems. And they did the reverse triangle. Oh, triangle. Doesn't matter. And in my mind, I always go the other way. I'm stretching myself by going the opposite way. There we go. So super, super pretty. Quick and easy. I'm sure you can get the rest of these done. If you allotted yourself an hour for this class, I think you can probably finish them off, even after I show you the alternative projects. So you might want to hold off because you want to take a look at them. So you good over there, Sheila?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to then share my screen and go over to my PowerPoint. There we go. And let's do a slideshow. There we go. From the beginning. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this first one is from Jessica. I actually know Jessica. She and I served on a demonstrator council together. And so she had posted this, and I liked the way, so the ones on the bottom are the ones that are her alternative projects. And you can see how she put a background behind each one that fit within the scalloped edge card. So this one, she used a print, which is one of the plaids from our new plaid package of Designer Series paper. This one, she used the fern embossing folder. And then this one, she actually folded, and you're going to see a couple of cards like this, but she folded the card front back to make that kind of Z-fold that we do all the time, and then place the pink. And then this is the, I'm not sure which embossing folder it is. Actually, I know which one it is. I just don't know what it's called. So, but again, an embossing folder. And then she also, on this one, she sponged the vellum so that you could see it more. So that's another thing that you could do. So she used a little bit of Mossy Meadow and just delicately, used a dauber to get that on there. So anyway, some great alternative projects. And this is from Karen Titus, and she kept it really simple. Instead of embossing all these backgrounds, she just used pieces of Mossy Meadow cardstock and just mounted them on. And you can see on this one, here, she actually used one of those stickers that goes on the front of the envelope. And actually, this green may be from the envelope. I did not take note of that in her description. She had this on her blog, but I thought these were really pretty. And even just this one line, this one strip here of Mossy Meadow, really just makes the whole thing pop a little bit more, don't you think? On this particular card. So I thought that was really nice. All right, next up, this is a trend that's kind of coming back. I don't know why, but I'm seeing lots of samples using this technique where you tear the card front and then you remove part of it. You put some designer series paper in there. I like the way that she used 2 different patterns, not just one, and then place the other half. But the key of this was that she was using the stamp set. Okay, so you can see how you can use the stamp set a lot of different ways. I'm not sure I would have done both on the card. I probably would have just done the thank you, but or put just a note down here, but that's just me. I thought that was fun to show. She had a couple of different examples like that. Next one is another, this is Rachel Tessman, and so this is a fun fold. You can see that she folded this actually twice, or actually 3 times. So she's got a score on, this is the front of the card. It's folded in half, and then bent back, and then bent forward to make it, you know, just more of a fun fold, and then added the designer series paper, I'm sorry, the embossed, fern embossing folder over here. It certainly does go nicely together. Rachel has a whole bunch of stuff on her Stamp Your Art Out. She always has lots of alternative projects. So if you're ever looking for more, you can check hers out. And then these are from Renee McGarvey. And again, she used a different embossing folder in the background. The ones on the bottom, she sponged as well. So she looked like, or maybe she used pattern paper that was, you know, had that watercolor look. That might be what she did here. But this is using the big floral 3D embossing folder. Called something like that. But again, I thought they just looked really so much better by putting that designer series paper behind. I'm sorry, the contrasting color behind it. So, but here you see the envelopes too. All right, these are from Robin Carter, and she really dressed them up. We've got a new bumblebee out, in our new collection, so she got a bumblebee out there. I will not be doing that. I am not a fan of bumblebees for the most part, but she also fussy cut the sentiments and put it on some designer series paper. So I thought that really dressed it up quite a bit. And of course, this is all embossed as well. This is a celebration embossing folder. So lots of things to look at. This one is using that same fold, right, where you take the front and you fold it back in half. And she used some different shapes that are in the mini catalog to use as the backdrop to make kind of the closure for the card as well. So I thought this one in particular was really pretty with that lattice. Mm-hmm. That's from Rose Ward. And Shelley Grimes, another with the fun fold. She did this a little bit differently. Instead of folding it in half, she used just in the edge of it, about an inch or so, and then folded it back the same. But I thought that was cute and different designer series paper too. And then this is Steve Bellato. And oops, I think I grabbed the wrong one. This looks like the, oh no, he embossed the background and he used some like wink of Stella on the background. I don't know if you can see it if you look closely, but when I send you the PDF, you'll be able to see that. So all he did was just like really just add that little bit to the background, and it really helped make it. But he had a bunch of different designs, and I think I meant to grab a different one. But anyway, okay. And then this last one is from Tammy White. If you look at her stampwithtammy.com website, she has the instructions for this. But this is a cascading pleat card, and also using that corner stamp set that is part of Celebration. It's really pretty, different way to use things. She, of course, takes gorgeous photos. And so that was it. So I will definitely get those out to you so that you can see. So which one is your favorite? What does everybody think?
I think the last one.
You like the last one?
I like the first one.
The first
one? I like the first one.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm torn between those two as well. So it's really pretty. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And for those of you watching on replay, I hope you have fun making the cards. And I'd love to see what you guys do if you use some of the alternative projects or some of those ideas. That would be fun to see. But that is all I have for today. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you want to join the paper share, let me know. I've got classes starting next week, and let me know about those too. But besides that, we'll see you next time. So thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Thank you. China.